It's official, Nikon have now announced the release of the new Z50 Mark II camera. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you reasons why I've bought it. For those of you who have watched my channel for some time now, you'll realize back in 2022, I actually rented the Nikon Z50 to try out for 6 months. In the end, I returned the Z50, deciding not to buy the camera. In fact, I made a video on why I returned it, and I'll leave that video at the end of this one that you can check out a little bit later on. I love that little Nikon Z50. I like the fact that it had good image quality in both stills and video, as well as its form factor. It's small and lightweight. It was great for taking hiking or traveling, or when I was running and gunning. Now, there were a few things that I didn't like with that camera. They were kind of deal breakers for me. But since then, Nikon have addressed those issues and they've fixed it in the Z50 Mark II. My biggest concern with the older Nikon Z50 was the focusing system wasn't quite up to the same standard as its competitors. But Nikon have now improved the Z50 Mark II by adding its impressive Expeed 7 processor, giving it some of the same focusing abilities as the much more expensive and bulkier Nikon Z8 and Z9 models. The particular focusing mode which I'm looking forward to testing out is the Bird AF. The Z50 Mark II now comes with dedicated Bird AF, and judging from other review videos, it looks to work pretty well. Battery life in the old Z50 model wasn't the best. It didn't last that long when I was out doing bird and wildlife photography, when I was firing off 1,000,000 shots and I was also doing video B-roll. So with the Z50 Mark II, Nikon have introduced a new battery. It is the EN-EL25A. Now supposedly you get much better battery life out of this new battery, but what I'll do when I get my model of the camera, I'm going to test that out and see what it's like up against the old Z50 battery. When it comes to my style of photography, I'm always on the go. I'm not really one to sit around in a bird hide for hours on end. Instead, I like to move around, giving chase to different birds and wildlife that I discover. So having the lighter, more compact form of the Z50 Mark II did appeal to me. When it comes to bird and wildlife photography, I'll be using the Z50II combined with my Nikon 180 to 600mm f5.6 to 6.3 VR lens. Now because the Z50 is a DX or crop sensor camera, that lens will get a more extended reach due to the 1.5 crop factor. The Z50 Mark II can shoot up to 4K at 60 frames per second, but that is with a crop. So again, I look forward to testing that out to see what type of quality I get. Now, one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, I bought the Nikon Z50 Mark II is because my older studio camera that I use, the Sony ZV-1, I think it's about to die by the looks. It's been playing up recently, freezing intermittently, adding red flashes across the footage, or the worst thing is it stops recording after I've been talking for ages and it doesn't save the video clip. And it is so frustrating as I have to go back, do it all over again, and it's such a pain. So the Nikon Z50 Mark II, with its new fully articulated flip out screen and new product showcase mode, will become my new studio camera for filming with. And speaking of YouTube, when I get to review lenses here on my channel, a lot of the times the lenses I test out are budget Z-mount DX or crop sensor lenses. So it's going to be good now having a dedicated DX camera like the Z50 Mark II to be able to review those types of lenses with. Like this Viltrox 75mm f1.2 Pro Z-mount lens. This is actually a DX or crop sensor lens. And when I was using it, I rated it as one of the best portrait lenses I've ever used. I cannot wait to put this on the Nikon Z50 Mark II, and I'll be making a video on that. I just want to address a question I think a lot of people have on their minds right now. Is the Nikon Z50 Mark II the long-awaited Nikon D500 replacement in a mirrorless camera? Now, personally, I don't think so. I view the Z50 Mark II purely as an upgrade to the Z50, not a mirrorless replacement for the D500. But who knows, we may very well see another crop sensor camera coming eventually that is a replacement for that very impressive D500 DSLR. Now there's many more reasons why I chose to buy the Nikon Z50 Mark II, but I think it's best I demonstrate those reasons more out in the field when I take delivery of the camera very soon. If you want to see me put this little Nikon Z50II through its paces, sharing all the best settings that I discover with it, as well as, importantly, all the pros and cons that I find, then by all means, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell for notifications. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm actually looking forward to getting this little camera. Never stop creating, and I'll see you next time.